I would say basically about 3 words, very ambitious. I'm really target driven, so I'm really trying to aim for the best in everything I do. And sometimes a lot of people call me witty, I have some sort of strange sort of humour, and I'm very motivated. Yeah, so my motivation really comes from everything I strive to achieve in life. I love sports probably comes from probably as a child. I used to play sports in primary school and throughout secondary school with family, friends, sports clubs, etc. So there's always been that love for sports, for all sports really, and then that's almost carried through into my adulthood. To me, I think it's very important. It's been very important in terms of my life and a lot of people I know. But it's been a thing in which sport can actively make a difference. And similar to say to music, in terms of being that crime diversion tactic, like diverting people away from the negative side of the streets and the community. It's been an opportunity where it obviously provides people with health and well-being, but it also provides people with employment. Like such as myself, it's enabled me to gain employment and obviously work my way up. So, definitely crime and social behaviour, health and well-being and employment. And overall, it's the fun factor. If you see the things such as Premier Leagues or the Olympics, or NBA, people get excited when different sports and similar sort of entertainment factors take place. So it's everything encouraging one up. Especially when I was in Southend. Well, I was on a scholar, so I was a young footballer, aspiring footballer. My first game for them, I think it was against someone like Colchester, and I was very nervous, but I played well. As soon as I get into the game, then I'm fine. Would have loved to make it as a professional footballer. Unfortunately, broke my ankle, and that sort of ruined everything for me from then on. And then family was sort of concentrating on education, but I loved football. Most memorable experience is most likely because I was a fullback, I was a left back. I didn't get forward that often, but one particular game, I think it was either against Braintree, I think it was like a youth cup. I was able to get forward and score 2 goals, so that was probably my most memorable game. I was so happy. It's probably, I only scored about 5 goals or something, so to score 2 in the game. Tartan's not making it a professional footballer, but I was just happy to go on there. After the Southend, I played for a load of semi-pro teams and some league teams and stuff. And I was still in the game, so I was still enjoying it just for the love of it. And then I was moving on to college and started studying sports colleges, studying sports in college. And then sort of picking up different sports qualifications, and then I decided to go for a job in West Ham, got the job. I was able to become one of their community sports coaches and then one of their actual centre of excellence coaches. So, and then taking it from there, just sort of progressed through West Ham. It was great. Yeah, well, I am a sports development officer for NUM. I work with a number of sports clubs within the local authority. There is probably about 300 clubs in the borough, ranging from helping them sort of capacity builds, gain volunteers, get new coaches in, upskill their current coaches in terms of raising their participant level and the participation rates, in terms of gaining external funding. To me, because number one, I love it. I do love sport. I'm not afraid to admit that. Probably the only sport I don't love is like cricket or golf. I'm just being honest. But it's enabled me to make a difference, and that's like my idol is Michael X, and he used a number of things to make a difference. But to me, sport has enabled me to make a difference in so many different people's lives. It's enabled me to give people employment. It's enabled me to have people who are considered obese and then become into a nice healthy weight. It's enabled me to sort of divert former gang members, if you want to call them, and into people that that are presentable and that can actually go into interviews and actually get a job, you know, and conduct themselves in a positive manner, you know, do sort of something constructive with their life, you know, and that's, sport has enabled me to do that. You know, other people, it may be music or it may be the arts. But when I was growing up in the 80s, you know, there was a few sporting greats that I looked up to. There was a few footballers, say like John Barnes, Ian Wright and Andy Cole. I looked up to them because they was black footballers that I was sort of aspiring to be like. And in terms of sporting figures, always loved Michael Jordan, always loved him, you know. And the two people that have had a major impact on me has been Linford Christie, because I used to do athletics. So Linford Christie was always up there for me, and to Sanderson. And why I say they've had two of the most major impacts, because through my life and through working through sport, I've been able to actually get to know these people on a personal level. So being a young person watching these people in the Olympics, and then actually growing up and being a 27-year-old man actually working with these people, is sort of, it's inspiring to me still that I'm able to do that. You know, I'm able to call them up and speak to them. So those the last two, Tessa and Linford, would be very well,
oh, yeah, definitely.
Back in 2008, myself and 5 of my friends who are from all different backgrounds, so some are working in the sports industry, some are working in the financial district, others are more manual trade. We decided that we've all been sort of successful to a degree in everything we're doing, you know, and as individuals, but we have the potential obviously to grow and be even better as a collective, so as a group. We started the charity cultural sports integration in terms of using sport as a sort of a vessel to make a difference, similar to what I was doing in my day-to-day life, but all more on a bigger scale. So we was able to go across London and deliver a number of projects and activities that would enable people to get involved and sort of inspired by sport. Year on year, it's grown and got massive, and we've been able to be delivering sport and physical activity in hundreds of schools across London. So we're in a number of different local authorities, delivering sport on a daily basis, having qualified coaches going into the schools, delivering sports for a number of hours every day during term time. That has enabled us to obviously grow as a charity and as people as well, because it obviously brought us into contact with various people, and we've had people obviously want to get involved, like what we're doing, and get involved. So I think year on year, it's just getting bigger and better, and it's been a great thing. So I'm really happy that we actually got together and made it happen initially. Was able to set up links within Nigeria and Sierra Leone in terms of bringing everything we do here over there. Obviously it's in a different country and it's sort of hard to sort of control that, so we've been able initially to do it on a quarterly basis. So every 3 months we go over to Nigeria and soon to be Sierra Leone and deliver sport and physical activities for a month. We send coaches over there to do the work, do some sort of capacity building within the community, and then they come back, and then what we do once they come back, while they was there initially, they upskill and train local people to deliver the sessions and activities whilst our coaches are away. So in the meantime, whilst they're gone, doesn't mean the activities stop. The activities keep going. We have local people delivering to local people, you know, and those local people actually gain employment, you know, and they see the film to it's actually quite sad, so I don't know why I'm smiling, but I'm producing a film on Islam in prisons. Sadly, I've known a few people that have gone to prison and they're looking at a very long sort of jail terms, and they've sort of immediately, as soon as they've gone to prison, they've converted to Islam. I don't know why, but that's what I'm trying to investigate with my partner, is to investigate why the people sort of almost instantly start believing in Islam. not to say there's anything wrong with it, and then just trying to investigate why they don't do it beforehand, because I'm sure if they do it beforehand, a large number of them wouldn't actually get involved in sort of criminal activity. That's just my personal belief. But the documentary were aiming to prove or sort of dispel any myths around Islam and being a Muslim, and also investigate sort of the benefits of a prisoner becoming a Muslim. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so is there anything left to do, Darren? I mean, you seem to have sort of been a footballer, played professionally, you moved from that to actually being sort of one of the core members of sort of Newham, even in terms of events that are happening around Newham for 2012, and you're also producing this film. I mean, what's next for Darren Watson?
Do you know what? Anything could be next, you know. To be honest, anything could be next. I try to keep sort of open-minded and everything. So I'm going to Sierra Leone next month, and when I go there, I'm sure I'm going to come back with hundreds of new ideas on how to improve things and how to make an impact. That's one thing I've always wanted to do, is make an impact, make a difference. You know, and I have a saying that if I was to die today or die tomorrow, I'll die a happy man, because I know I've sort of achieved things that I've wanted to do. You know, so everything I do from now on, you know, it will add to that, you know, because I'll obviously die a happy man, you know. I haven't wasted my life, and I think that's one of the worst things people can do, is just sit around and waste their life. So to be able to positively make a difference in someone's life, anything I can do, then I'll get involved and do it. I'm Darren Watson, and this is Bragbox UK.